Whenever he passed by the future general, he never missed a chance to humiliate him. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we will jump into another period or time again. OMG! You might ask me, are you okay? Why do you keep on changing and shifting time or periods or dynasties? Can't we just settle with one? Okay, I get you. Just a heads up, following this video, there will be a sequel of lessons or stories that are just within the same dynasty. Or should I say phase? By the way, before we continue within the intro, please subscribe, like, and share my channel, Trin Talks and Tutorials. Don't ever hesitate to click my channel and check out the other lessons uploaded. We will be introduced to another iconic personality in ancient Chinese history, an intelligent man, a shining motivation to warfare application, and a beacon of inspiration in establishing a famous dynasty. So, drumroll please. Let us all welcome to the stage one of the earliest generals of the Western Han Dynasty, or Han, Han Xin. Han Xin. For a sec. Who is Han Xin, by the way? For those who don't know who Han Xin is, allow me to spend some time of our lesson to introduce you to this famous general. Han Xin, a military expert and genius, was known for his tactics and skills displayed on the battlefield. An able general, he served under the banner of the Han army and fought for Liu Bang, the first emperor of the Han Dynasty. However, all the glory and power that he had wasn't given to him at the start. He suffered and underwent several humiliations and rejections. And one story of them is the one I'll be sharing with you guys today. Hey, if you heard what I just said, most of you might ask me this question. Why did Han Xin encounter humiliations? Does it have to do with social classes? Somehow, but I shall not spoil the story. So, the title is 胯下之辱. Long before Han Xin rose through the military ranks, he was a rich son, billionaire, official? No. He was a beggar, a poor man. He had no money in his pockets and absolutely nothing. So, to survive, he basically wandered around his neighborhood, selling straw horses and hoping kids would buy. He thought that maybe a business like this would earn him some money to support his living. But there was something Han Xin did not show to the townsfolk. He read books. He read lots of books, reading almost everywhere, and he really enjoyed it. Oh, come on, Trinity, you might tell me. I don't think there's a big deal about reading books. We always read books and they're very essential in our holistic growth. Yes, reading books indeed are easy to get nowadays. But in the ancient times, specifically during the Trin Dynasty, reading books is a crime. What? Are you kidding me? That's preposterous! That's preposterous! Well, it is normal to feel super astonished and shocked at this point. Aside from unifying the country, the monetary system, the language, and constructing the majestic Great Wall of China, Qin Shi Huangdi was also known for two horrible events that took place during his reign. 焚书抗儒, the idiomatic expression for the burning of books and the burying of scholars. Disclaimer. For this session, we will only talk about the burning of books. The part of the Kangru, meaning the burying of scholars, will most likely be in another video. And the Chengyu mentioned is based from published books and stories told to children. Thank you for your understanding. After choosing an advice from an advisor, the emperor decided to burn books from the past different kingdoms of the warring states period in order to unify the country as one. So the result was a massive fire. The book scrolls inside the furnace and the smoke was everywhere. And a law was added that whoever still read the books banned by the government, they would be the makers of the crime and would suffer heavy consequences. As for Han Xin, despite these threats, he still had his books in hand and bought them every day to read. Nothing seemed to turn his extreme attention away. One day, Han Xin sat next to his stall reading his books. Though he was selling, he didn't focus a lot on it. Instead, he devoted his time and his attention to his books, which is quite strange for others. Then suddenly, a burly man arrived at the area with his men. He was the town butcher, a gruff person with a mustache almost filled with filth and a menacing look on his face. He and his goons trudged and stopped in front of Han Xin's stall. From the start, Han Xin never got the respect of the townsfolk simply because he was poor and had no formal education. And that doesn't exclude the butcher as well. Whenever he passed by the future general, he never missed a chance to humiliate him. Watching Han Xin read his books, he smirked at him. "Hey there!" he shouted rudely. "Why you're not doing your job, kid?" Looking up without any tense, Han Xin put down his books and calmly inquired the unexpected visitors. "Greetings. May I know what's the purpose of you coming down here?" "Well, let me tell you, kid," growled the butcher. "Why are you meddling with those stupid books? Don't you know that reading is now considered a major crime and you'll be said to be punished if caught in acts? He moved one step further to threaten Han Xin. Han Xin, on the other hand, was not afraid of him, despite of the size difference. He calmly answered, "Yes, I am aware of that. But I believe that reading can develop my mind and maybe I can use the knowledge I have gained in the future." "Future? I wonder who taught you that word," said the butcher sarcastically. Everybody laughed with him, thinking that Han Xin was a fool. After a few seconds, the butcher noticed that Han Xin had a sword tied to his hips by a rope. He stroked the item and said, "What a nice sword you've got here. Do you know what's its purpose?" "Yes, of course," replied Han Xin. "It is a weapon for self-defense." You may be right, but actually," the burly man glared, "a sword drinks the blood of men. It is used to kill people. So what I want you to do is to draw your sword out and kill me." "I won't kill you, so don't you worry. Now please allow my departure, for I really must leave," said Han Xin. The butcher saw that Han Xin could not easily follow his instructions, so he thought of another evil plan to humiliate him. "Wait! If you kill me, I shall honor you as a true hero. But if you won't, you're nothing but a mere coward, because you can't even lift up a sword or slash a throat." Han Xin commented not even one word. The bully retorted once again, with hopes to entirely humiliate a guy smaller than him in size. "Well, since you're a coward, you must crawl under me and do so until you reach the other side. Your choice and your option." Once he finished his statement, he separated his two legs with an adequate distance from each other. Hey guys, before I proceed with the story, what do you think would be Han Xin's decision? Here are two choices. Letter A, fight with the butcher, or B, follow what the butcher said. You have 5 seconds to choose your answer. You may opt to pause the video. Time is ticking. For those whose answer is following what the butcher said, you're right! Wait, how? Don't get me wrong, you might say, but I don't think Han Xin is the kind of person to follow instructions from arrogant people like the butcher. Yes, I don't blame you, but let me tell you first Han Sin's surprising and unexpected response to this situation. If a fight by size, Han Sin knew that he was no match to the butcher. So he thought to himself, if I get into a fight, I will definitely use my sword and I will possibly kill the man. In that way, I'll definitely end up in prison with a crime of murder on my shoulders. He cannot let this happen, and he wished that would never happen. Why? I'll explain to you in a while. So, Han Sin thought, it is better for me to endure this humiliation for now. It doesn't matter if the townsfolk will laugh very hard at me and call me a coward after this. But I think that by doing this, at least I will not get into serious trouble and I can just move on with my life. Wow, imagine, for him, the humiliation was nothing and it didn't really matter for him at all. He thought that it's best to endure these small current hardships and look and think at the bigger picture. Guess what? He did it. He humbly knelt himself down to the solid ground, attached his sword to his hips, and crawled right under the butcher. People laughed enormously, thinking he was just an animal. Han Sin hid his pain and anger and continued to crawl until he was finally outside at the other side. After this, he stood up and left the singing without uttering another word. The end. Wow, that was an incredible feat! Why do I consider it a feat? Because despite being humiliated, Han Sin actually triumphed over the butcher. He thought of the bigger picture, didn't get into a fight with the bully, and simply ended the situation by enduring this hardship. Sometimes in life, things will definitely not go on our way, and sometimes we will endure humiliations, eliminations, and rejections. But it is up to us to solve things in the right way it should be. Take Han Sin, for instance. If he was a sensitive guy, he could have drew his sword and slashed the throat of the butcher. As a result, he might be sent to jail for eternity or whatever heavy consequence it might be. No matter what punishment he would have received, it would have definitely destroyed his future. But Han Sin didn't want that to happen, for he had an ambition, a dream he wanted to fulfill. So, he endured this little shame and ended the situation. So, the moral lesson I will leave today, guys, is never let your emotions overcome your intelligence. Same one as sumaco, right? So, that's it for today. I hope you guys learned something today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye!